The CW's for sale because every show they put out is top tier garbage. They've had multiple shows like The Arrow and Flash lose millions of viewers. Batwoman never got off the ground, but it's 2022 and messaging means more to companies than making money and getting views. And Naomi, CW's newest show that the executive producer admitted was focused on identity politics, is failing miserably. I have a few things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month or supporting via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So I wanted to start off with this Bounding into Comics article. It says Ava DuVernay's Naomi series has lost almost 40% of its audience in just 4 episodes. And this wasn't a show that started with millions of viewers, because of course every show inevitably loses viewers. Even if you start super high, you're gonna lose some kind of viewership. But this show didn't even break 1 million viewers. Ava DuVernay's The CW's Naomi series starring Casey Wallfall has lost nearly 40% of its audience in just 4 episodes. It wasn't even season to season. The 4th episode of the series, which aired on February 1st, posted the show's worst demographic ratings as well as its worst viewership numbers. According to TV series finale, Enigma had a rating of 0.09 in the 18 to 49 demographic, and the show only brought in 507,000 viewers. The series debuted with a 0.14 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic and saw 802,000 viewers tune in. The drop from 802,000 to 507,000 is a total loss of 295,000 and a 36.7% drop. Honestly, I wish that I could say I was surprised, but I'm really not at this point. This is a show that didn't even break 1 million viewers with its first few episodes. And usually, CW shows do. Look at something like The Arrow. Look at something like The Flash. They had, for their first seasons, 4 million viewers, 3 million viewers. And this show that they're hyping up as their new superhero series, it's going to be really good. It's going to have a lot to it. Couldn't even break 1 million. It only started with 802,000 viewers. Then, week 2, it went down to 730,000. Episode 3 was 589,000. And then episode 4 was 507,000. As seen in the chart above, the 4th episode continued the trend of viewers abandoning the show, and it previously lost close to 10% of its viewers with the 2nd episode. And it seems like people did try to give it a chance. I personally didn't really care about Naomi. They announced it. I was very, very skeptical. Then the executive producer came out in an interview and said it's focused on identity politics. They're trying to make statements with it. They're pushing narratives with it. And that's when I kind of decided I wasn't going to watch it unless it got really good ratings, really good reviews. People were really enjoying it, because sometimes shows start and they don't sound that good, but then they end really well. People ended up really liking it. People judged it too quickly. But clearly, the ratings for it are abysmal, and so is the viewership. It says the show's rating drop should not be a surprise to anyone because DuVernay marketed the show by boasting that it would embrace identity politics. She spoke at the Television Critics Association saying it's not about representation, it's about normalization. We're doing really muscular things that relates to race and gender and class, but we're doing it by playing it normal, like it's just part of the everyday. If they were treating it like it was just part of the everyday and the normal, they wouldn't feel the need to talk about it and bring it up and say, hey, look at what we're doing. We're being so diverse and inclusive. We created this series about a black female. Look at us. It would just exist. She elaborated, "I say it kiddingly, but it's real. The more you can portray images without underlining or highlighting them and putting a star next to them, by showing a different type of hero that centers a black girl, that centers different kinds of folk, we start to make that normal, and that's a radical and revolutionary thing." This makes absolutely no sense. She says they're trying to treat it like it's part of the everyday and they're playing it normal, and they are trying to portray images without underlining or highlighting them and putting a star next to them, yet her next sentence is literally her underlining and highlighting the fact that the lead is a black female. How does this logic make any sense, truly? You're saying you're not highlighting things and underlining things, yet you literally are in your very next sentence. She also admitted the show's main character is a knockoff of Superman. I was really disappointed to see this because, yes, obviously, there's only so many things you can do and so many things you can create. If a character can fly, do I think they should be directly compared to Superman? No. If they have laser eyes, do I think that they should be compared to Superman? No. But they literally admit that they're trying to make a knockoff Superman. They say this teenage girl superhero who will eventually have superpowers that are on par with Superman. Why can't you just create the character you want to create and stop comparing it to characters to try to bring people in? Oh, this is the new version of Superman, basically. This is the black female Superman, so you should come and watch this movie. This doesn't bring me in as a comic book fan, as someone who likes Superman, who would give this superhero show a chance if the story sounded good. This isn't going to get you viewers. And as you can see, Naomi over on IMDb is sitting at a 5.4 out of 10 rating, so not very positive at all. If they didn't focus so much on pushing narratives in people's faces first and foremost and actually wrote good stories, if this content wasn't about lecturing people and demanding change, but it was simply good entertainment, they probably wouldn't see so much backlash, but they don't know what good stories are anymore. This is the best they can come up with. This is what they think their audience wants, and clearly that's not the case. And this show is a perfect example as to why the CW is currently for sale. This is another Bounding Into Comics article from January. It says the CW, the television network jointly owned by Viacom, CBS, and Warner Media, is up for sale following the network's embrace of wokeness and nearly all of their shows' ratings and viewership plummeting. You'd think that they'd actually see that people don't want this type of garbage and they'd actually change their format. They'd rethink creating these dumpster fires, and they don't. It's like they want to lose money. And honestly, I've kind of given up on the CW. I have liked a lot of the CW shows over the years. I liked Arrow. I liked The Flash. I even kind of enjoyed Supergirl Season 1. I've tried to give all these shows a chance, but unfortunately, they just keep going in the wrong direction. They're not creating good content, and at the end of the day, I don't really care what happens to CW at this point. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.